Also in Libya, where we saw these big powers invading a sovereign state.
What if the most elusive criminal the world has ever known was hiding in plain sight, blending seamlessly into the crowd, and staying one step ahead of every move? From daring heists to mind-boggling escapes, his legend only grows stronger with each failed attempt to catch him. The question remains, is he a lone genius, a mastermind leading an invisible network, or something even more mysterious? Stay with us as we unravel the story of the international criminal nobody could catch. A man who has become a ghost, a myth, and a challenge that law enforcement simply cannot solve. A master of disguise. The international criminal nobody could catch earned his reputation not just through his daring heists, but through his unparalleled ability to become anyone, anywhere. A master of disguise, he can transform his appearance in mere minutes, seamlessly blending into any environment. Whether it's donning the uniform of a delivery driver, slipping into a three-piece suit as a corporate executive, or becoming an unassuming street vendor, he uses his disguises to evade detection and navigate high-security areas undetected. His fluency in over 10 languages and deep understanding of various cultures allow him to mimic accents, mannerisms, and social cues with eerie accuracy, making him invisible in plain sight. This ability to adapt has rendered even the most sophisticated surveillance systems and facial recognition software useless.
For a BRICS summit where potentially, because South Africa is a signatory to the Rome Statute, he could have technically been.
Authorities have often remarked that his disguises are not just physical but psychological. He immerses himself into the roles he takes on, becoming so convincing that even those closest to the target fail to notice anything unusual. Eyewitnesses can describe entirely different individuals. One claiming to see a middle-aged man, another swearing it was a young tourist, while surveillance footage paints an even more fragmented picture. This mastery of disguise is his ultimate weapon, allowing him to stay one step ahead of law enforcement at every turn, ensuring his place as a ghost in the shadows of global crime. The crimes that shocked the world. The international criminal nobody could catch isn't your typical thief. His crimes go far beyond mere theft. They're calculated masterpieces that shake governments, devastate corporations, and leave the public in awe. From stealing classified government documents that threaten national security to pulling off billion-dollar bank heists without leaving a trace, his actions are bold, deliberate, and always headline-worthy. What sets him apart is his knack for targeting the untouchable, unraveling systems thought to be impenetrable. Whether it's infiltrating a high-security data vault or hijacking the most advanced digital networks, each crime feels like a challenge thrown directly at law enforcement and intelligence agencies worldwide. His daring escapades have earned him a reputation as both a genius and a menace. One of his most shocking crimes involved the theft of diplomatic files during a high-profile international summit, sending governments scrambling to contain the fallout. On another occasion, he bypassed the most advanced security systems to steal an entire collection of priceless art, leaving nothing behind except his signature Joker card. These aren't just acts of greed, they are strategic moves to disrupt, challenge, and even taunt those in power. His crimes have made him infamous, a figure of both fear and fascination, as the world continues to wonder. What will he do next? The global hunt. The hunt for the international criminal nobody could catch is the most extensive and expensive manhunt in history, involving the world's top intelligence agencies, including the FBI, Interpol, and MI6. His ability to evade capture has left seasoned agents baffled, as each operation against him ends in failure. High-tech surveillance systems, undercover operations, and even attempts to track his financial trails have all proven futile. Every time they think they have him cornered, he vanishes without a trace, leaving behind only chaos and frustration. The global hunt has not only tested the limits of modern law enforcement, but also exposed the weaknesses in the world's security systems. What makes him so elusive is his ability to stay ahead of the curve. Investigators describe him as always being 3 steps ahead, predicting their every move with uncanny precision. He utilizes cutting-edge technology, anonymous networks, and even rival criminal syndicates to cover his tracks. His ability to disappear into different identities and countries means he could be anywhere, hiding in a bustling metropolis or a remote village. Despite years of pursuit and billions and trying to apprehend him, he continues to operate freely, as if mocking the global powers hunting him. His evasion has elevated him to a near-mythical status, turning him into a ghost that every agency wants to capture, but no one has been able to hold on to. The mind behind the mask. The international criminal nobody could catch is not just a man of action, but a master strategist with a mind like a supercomputer. Experts believe his success stems from meticulous planning and an unparalleled ability to analyze situations. Before executing a crime, he studies his targets for years, observing their behavior, vulnerabilities, and even their habits down to the smallest detail. His operations are so well calculated that they unfold with the precision of a chess grandmaster's moves. Each step he takes is deliberate, ensuring there are no loose ends or room for error. His ability to manipulate systems and people is so advanced that some believe he must have been trained by a top intelligence agency before turning rogue. But his genius isn't limited to strategy. It's deeply psychological. He understands how people think, how organizations operate, and how governments respond under pressure. This allows him to anticipate his adversaries' actions before they even make their move. Law enforcement agents who have studied his cases describe him as an enigma, a man who blends intellect with unpredictability, always staying one step ahead. His ability to predict and control outcomes, combined with his chameleon-like ability to assume different identities, makes him seem almost superhuman. For years, intelligence experts have debated whether he's just one man or the face of a larger, highly coordinated network, only adding to the mystique of the criminal mastermind no one can catch. The betrayal that changed everything. For years, the international criminal nobody could catch operated without fault, leaving no room for error. However, even the most untouchable figures are vulnerable to betrayal. His closest ally, someone who had been part of his inner circle for years, turned on him. Motivated by greed, fear, or perhaps guilt, this former confidant provided authorities with critical information about his methods and whereabouts. For the first time, law enforcement had a real chance to apprehend the elusive criminal. The betrayal triggered the largest manhunt in history, spanning 3 continents and involving countless agencies working together to close in on their target. Despite the overwhelming odds against him, the criminal once again proved his genius. Using decoys, misdirection, and his unmatched ability to adapt, he managed to escape the trap set for him. The betrayal did not lead to his downfall as authorities had hoped, but it did force him to change his approach. For months after the incident, he disappeared entirely, leaving the world wondering if he had finally been caught or had simply gone underground. When he eventually resurfaced, it became clear that the betrayal had only made him more cautious, more calculated, and even harder to catch. This event marked a turning point in his story, highlighting both his vulnerabilities and his extraordinary ability to outsmart anyone, even those closest to him. The legend continues. The international criminal nobody could catch has become more than just a man. He is a legend. His crimes, shrouded in mystery and executed with surgical precision, have inspired countless theories, books, and even films. Some believe he is a single mastermind with unmatched skills, while others argue he leads a secretive network of operatives working under his command. Over the years, his myth has grown larger than life, with every escape and untraceable heist adding another layer to his infamy. Governments and intelligence agencies continue to chase him, pouring resources into an endless pursuit that seems more symbolic with every failure. Even in the absence of new crimes, his name alone sends ripples through the criminal and intelligence communities. Is he still operating, or has he retired, watching the chaos he caused from a distance? Rumors swirl. Some claim to have spotted him in bustling cities, while others believe he has retreated to a remote location to live out his days in peace. But his legacy endures, not just because of the mystery surrounding his identity, but because of the fear and fascination he continues to evoke. The world may never know the full truth about him, but one thing is certain. The legend of the international criminal nobody could catch will continue to captivate minds for generations to come. As we conclude our exploration of the international criminal nobody could catch, we are left with more questions than answers, a testament to the enigma that surrounds this figure. His remarkable ability to evade capture and execute daring crimes has forever altered the landscape of international law enforcement, pushing agencies to their limits. While his story is filled with suspense, intrigue, and betrayal, it also serves as a reminder of the complexities of human behavior, both criminal and investigative. Whether he remains an active force or has faded into legend, one thing is undeniable. His impact on the world of crime and justice is indelible. As we continue to unravel the threads of his extraordinary narrative, let us remain vigilant, for in the shadows, the legend may still be watching, plotting, and waiting for the next opportunity to outsmart those who seek to bring him down.